Boy, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
This is the Black Pot, aka Coco Show, where we speak truth to power. We must apologize for the technical issue we had a few seconds ago. Please spread the message. We are right back. We had a technical mishap, but the show must continue. This is the Black Pot, aka Coco Show. Now remember to share the page. Click on the notification button so that anytime we are on Monday to Friday, you would be notified to watch. Now today we have a number of issues. We just dealt with the first one. Let's look at the second one. Run it, my youth. Now, they have had their elections, right? And things have come out. Bawumia not likely to win 2024 elections. And this is coming from Franklin CUDJOE. Come here. Now, who is Franklin CUDJOE? Watch me. This is Franklin CUDJOE. He's the leader and founder of Imani, which is supposed to be a Ghanaian think tank. He was my mate at the University of Science and Technology. I was a year or two ahead of him. But he was a very studious person. And he has something to say about Bawumia. Run the story, my youth. Run it. Now, this is captured by Ghana Web. And it says 2024 polls, you can't win with less than 64% in internal primaries. And this is Franklin CUDJOE talking. Come here, my lord. Come here. Watch me. Run the story. It says, founding president of Imani Africa, Franklin CUDJOE has said that no candidate has gone on to win the general elections if the person had obtained less than 64% of the vote in the internal primaries. Wow! Now, this comes on the back of the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's election as the presidential candidate of the governing New Patriotic Party, NPP, to lead the party to the 2024 general election. He polled 118,210, representing 61.47% of the votes in the presidential primary held across the country on Saturday, November 4, 2023, which had about 210,000 delegates casting their ballots. His closest contender, Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Ken Ejapong, polled 71,996 votes. In a Facebook post, the president of Imani Africa stated that votes obtained by Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia in their presidential primaries would make it difficult for him to win the 2024 general elections. No candidate in Ghana's history has gone on to win the general elections if he or she obtained less than 85% of the votes in internal primaries, except in 2000, which was a very special election. The country had never before seen a switch of power through the ballot. No candidate has gone on to win the general election. That's what he says. Now he continued, the VIP's projected 61.5% victory in today's primaries was lower than the 68% victory he won during the superdelegates primaries. This is consistent with the theory that the grassroots are less excited by him than are the elite. That's it. So it's very clear. I don't even see why Ghanaians would vote for Bawumia. I don't see why. Now Bawumia is telling Ghanaians that he has his own vision and that he's going to look towards the youth. And I'm asking one question. Can Bawumia tell us what vision he stood for? All these 7 years, getting into his last year of office as vice president. What was the vision? He has told us his new vision. He wants to lead a nation that has a better economy, focusing on the youth. And I'm asking, what did he stand for in the Nana AKUFO-ADDO Bawumia government? You cannot take Ghanaians for fool. Every now and then is one lie upon another lie. Lie every time. The grassroots are not happy with Bawumia. They see him as an elite. They see him as a person who does not want to get his hands dirty. They see him as somebody who is so bookish. They don't see him to be a ghetto person. My brother, Majority of the voters are in the ghetto. Majority of the people who vote are the grassroots people. And if you have lost touch with them, how can you win an election? This is common sense. Now, Imani Africa's Franklin CUDJOE is coming with another side to the story. And he says statistically, if you win less than 64% of the votes in the primaries, there's no way any such person has ever become president in Ghana's democracy. Do we need to think far? Come here. Come here. Hear me. I have said it time and again. If Bawumia becomes president in the next election, I will leave this country. It means that Ghanaians are not tired of hardship. Ghanaians are immune to lies. Ghanaians are not ready, my brother, my sister, to embrace a new world of opportunities. Ghanaians are only interested in the same old lie. Nana Akufo-ADDO says he's going to do everything possible to break the 8. He has collapsed his party, the NPP. Now they are fighting left, right, and center. Canada, Japan is going to give them a real showdown. Just wait. In the next coming days, we will see the real showdown. My brother, my sister, Imani Africa has spoken using statistics. Do you believe in the statistics or not? Dash it away. Now let's look at the next story as quickly as we can. Next story I want us to look at, my brother, my sister, is an interesting story. But before then, come here. Bawumia has lied and lied and lied and lied to the average Ghanaian. And it's been so sad that wherever he goes, Ghanaians see nothing but lies. Even his own NPP, where he's a vice president, he managed just a 61% vote in the primaries. Canada, Japan, who came from nowhere, an MP, has been able to give a sitting vice president this showdown. It means if we had given Canada, Japan a couple of months to campaign, he would have overtaken Bawumia. How many more people will Canada, Japan pull out of the party? Now, the future of the elections for the NPP would so much also depend on Alan Kyerematen and Canada, Japan, especially Canada, Japan. If Canada, Japan decides to pull away his grassroots supporters, the NPP is doomed. I don't see Canada, Japan supporting Bawumia. No matter how much they bribe him, my brother, my sister, he might be so much embittered to stand back and say, no, Ghana first. Some of these businessmen can be greedy. But I think if he continues like this, in the next elections, he might even raise more numbers. But for now, look at what is happening and what Bawumia is saying. Captured by Ghana Web. Cost of living has increased dramatically. In whose tenure of office? Bawumia, Nana Akufo-ADDO. And if you are admitting that cost of living has increased, what have you done? Read the story. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has admitted that Ghanaians are facing financial crisis and the cost of living has increased astronomically as well. Do you know what it means to say astronomically? Beyond bounds. Too much. Whilst empathizing with Ghanaians amidst the economic crisis, Dr. Bawumia said the hardship will come to an end when he is given the nod to steer the affairs of the nation in 2024. Look at this joker. Look at this joker. He doesn't even respect the Ghanaian. You have been in power for 7 years. Supported Nana Akufo-ADDO, never criticized him. In other words, everything he's doing is right. Or else, at least, you would have disagreed with him publicly for Ghanaians to know. It's not enough to disagree with him in camera. You have to let Ghanaians know that, yes, I have opposed this, I've opposed that, but the president is still bent on doing that. Unless you are a stooge of a vice president, a useless stooge. Bawumia the Joker says that when given the nod, he will end Ghana's economic crisis. So who is the problem? Nana Akufo-Addo? Is it Nana Akufo-Addo? Or the team that you, Bawumia, yourself said is a solid team? Oh, what a team. We have the men. This guy is a joker. If it was in the days of the revolution, I would have sanctioned a haircut for him at Gonda Barracks. If it was in the days of the revolution, this guy sitting there with a shiny Sakura, my brother, my sister, we would have dragged him on the streets and made him to confess the lies he has told the whole Ghana. I hate people who have no respect for the Ghanaian. You have been in power as vice president for 7 years. You were the acclaimed Wale Adam Smith. You were the guy who was going to move Ghana out of the economic doldrums into prosperity. You have failed for the 7 years of your mandate, entering into the 8th year. Today you have the guts, the effrontery, to come and tell us, if we vote you into power, you will end what you couldn't end in 7 years. I wanted to say something, but because of decency, I will end it. If I meet this guy face to face, I will tell him, you are a traitor. You and Nana Akufo-Addo, your place is the hell, not the presidency. How can we give you 7 solid years? You couldn't end the economic problem. Now you come back and tell us that we should give you the mandate for you to end that. Tell us why you couldn't end it first and foremost. Is it Nana Akufo-Addo that made you not to end it? Come and tell us that you were strangulated. All your efforts were frozen. That every move you made was stalled. And even that will not be enough. You were still the vice president. You still endorsed corruption. You still endorsed all the rot. Bawumia should never be president of this nation. This guy is a liar. A joker. Dash him away. Next story. Hey. My brother. When we return, we have more for you. Hey! Woyo!
Blakk, CUDJOE, man.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka CUDJOE, where we speak truth to power. Next story. And remember to keep your comments coming in. We're going to be looking at your comments one after the other. Yes. Bill Gates, humble billionaire. We are asking, who is Bill Gates? What is he known for? For some time now, we hear so many things about Bill Gates in the medical world. Yes, one nasty thing to the other. But this is a self-styled billionaire. Yesterday I read something about him which I felt I should share with you. Run the story. And this is from Yahoo. It says, Bill Gates flew economy class for 10 years after becoming billionaire. Now he owns multiple jets he calls his guilty pleasure. Hey, please, you need to read it again. Bill Gates flew economy class for 10 years after becoming a billionaire. Now he owns multiple jets he calls his guilty pleasure. Run the story. Bill Gates is a central figure in the tech and business sector, having transformed the technology landscape as the co-founder of Microsoft Incorporated and becoming one of its most affluent individuals. He reached billionaire status in 1987, 2 years after Margaret Kuonu was killed. I was only 13 years. And by 1995, Forbes named him the world's richest person, a distinction he held for most of the next 2 decades. He became the world's richest man for more than 20 years, sitting and standing at will. Despite his immense wealth, for the first 10 years as a billionaire, he chose to fly in economy class. Now he owns a fleet of jets and is one of the most vocal climate activists. My God. Hey. Did you hear that? He owns a fleet of private jets and he is one of the vocal voices of climate change. In the growth phase of the 1990s, Microsoft was gaining prominence. Gates, although wealthy, stuck to a strict policy mandating that Microsoft staff, including himself, fly economy for work-related travel. This rule was a reflection of Gates' preference for a low-key image and his intent to set an example in his company. During his less recognizable years, Gates could fly on commercial planes without drawing significant attention. It was not uncommon to find him deeply engrossed in a book or sleeping beneath a blanket on these flights. With his role as chairman and CEO of Microsoft, Gates faced the task of frequent global travel, which soon proved impractical with commercial flight schedules. He maintained his economy travel routine for over 10 years, which was a solid demonstration of his commitment to his company's values and a modest way of life. In 1997, Gates joined the elite ranks of billionaires and purchased a business jet, a Bombardier Challenger 604, with a price tag of approximately 21 million American dollars at the time. Gates chose to use his personal funds to acquire the aircraft rather than relying on Microsoft to foot the bill, even though the jet will primarily serve business purposes. This business jet provided Gates the flexibility and convenience he required for his extensive global travels, aligning him with other business magnates who had recognized the value of private jets. It's a long story. I enjoyed reading it from page to page. In Ghana, when you make a small change, you want to fly business class. Pastors are all flying business class here. They have 50. They sit in business class and they take photographs, put them out and tell the world that they are in business class. The founder of Microsoft, the man who became a billionaire from 1987, he flew economy till 1997. And he made sure every member of his company also flew economy. He refused to let anybody fly business class, not even himself, for 10 solid years. And you know how he was able to make it? Because he didn't want people to recognize him. He pushed all the focus on his work, not his face. There are some people, they put their faces out more than the work they do. Some Ghanaian musicians prefer to have their faces out there rather than their work. So they are always in one controversy or the other. No work is done, just controversy, so people will see their face. This is what Bill Gates is telling you. He will get onto the plane, pick up a book, bury his head in the book, read till the plane landed. And if he read and it was too much, he will cover himself with a blanket, so you will not even engage him in unnecessary conversation. It is rude to engage a man in a conversation when he is busily buried in his book. Not in Ghana. Not in Ghana. You could be reading a book and a man will pretend that what he's telling you is more important than the book you are reading. He will ask you about your dog in the house. The other day, how your dog was making so much noise at night, and if the dog is okay now. Will ask you about the bird that flew over your house at midnight the other day. When he knows that you are a businessman and you want to concentrate in your own corner. Bill Gates succeeded in cutting away the people's prying eyes and pushing all those prying eyes onto his Microsoft business. What lesson can we learn from this? Direct the attention onto your work rather than onto your face. A lot of Ghanaian artists, especially the females, are directing all the attention to their bodies. They go for surgeries, liposuction, right? And some other boobs jobs and so on and so forth, so that they could look splendid. Please, go and do the surgery on your music. Give your music boobs and bumps. Do the surgery on your music so that the music will sell itself. After all, long after that big boob and that big buttock die, your music should still be relevant. Bill Gates is teaching us something important. From Microsoft, he ventured into health and medicine. We won't go into that. My brother, in our country, when a man makes a little bit of change, the first people he puts away are the people who helped him to make the money, the grassroots. In Ghana, when a man makes a little bit of change, he wants everybody to see that he has made it. Before he even flies the private jet, he wants to insist that they let him walk through the VIP. If possible, a jet should drop him at the airport for another jet to take him away. Everywhere he goes, cameras are on him to advertise that he has been blessed. Yet the blessing he has blesses nobody. What kind of blessing is this that does not benefit anybody? Bill Gates, despite all the other things he would have done that would not inure to the benefit of the general society, I have taken a serious lesson in this. That is why you will not see me at your most popular sport. It's one of the reasons you will not see me sitting down in the business class. It's one of the reasons you will not see me in your popular pub. My brother, my sister, the more you try to run away from the focus lights, the better. Let the focus lights fall on your work. Put the attention, drive the attention towards your work, not your face. Thank you, Bill Gates, for this. We appreciate you. When we return, we will be reading your messages. In the interim, I have a quiz for you. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco Show, man.
This is the Black Pot, aka Coco Show, and here we speak truth to power. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see your comments coming in. And this one is coming from YouTube. And Volks says, happy to see you on radio. Was missing you. Oh, to the bone. Deep teacher. Thank you so much, Volks. We are back. Wanini boy says, I've been waiting. Wayo. Asma Banda, number 1 says, yeah, hello, great man, welcome back. Respect. I wonder if you will be training some young lads. Yeah, we've been training them from afar. The smart ones can even learn from you from afar. You don't need to sit them down and say, move right, move left. That's how we learned. That's how smart people learn. You see that? Paul Skibo says, greetings, Black Rasta. Al Grant says, more love, bro. Selassie Ejiku, king, says, the most conscious man left in Ghana. Benjamin Kwanzaa says, this is the Black Pot, Black Rasta. Are you really serious that when Dr. Bawumia becomes president of this nation, you will leave Ghana? And how can we enjoy the Black Pot when you leave? Oh, my brother, watch me. You think we are joking? Watch me. Let Bawumia be president. I have told you before, I will leave the country. It means Ghanaians are immune to hardship and pain. How can this joker lie all the time? And all he can tell you is that when you give me the mandate to become your president, I will solve your economic problems. Was that not why they brought him into the NPP anyway? It's an insult. I won't take that. Maybe you will. I won't. I will leave this country. The Black Pot will still be on. We will still be wherever we are and throwing missiles onto the politicians' roofs. Wait and see. You think we are joking? Sembe Badabi. CUDJOE Jesus says, Timbuktu by road. Keep teaching and practicing and preaching. Respect. Sufyan Suleimana says, Black Rasta, may Allah keep blessing you and your crew for the good work you're doing. Wayo. Wanini boy says, Bawumia is talking about youth thinking. Thinking we forget. We forget about we forget about E-levy and so on and so forth. Of course, Jose Kofi says, Black, oh, Black, come here and listen to wisdom. Black is life. Blessed love. Alexander says, big up Black Rasta. And he says, the youth prophet, Black Rasta. Jose Kofi says, McDAN, leave the place. Who are you? Henry Hammond says, you speak nothing but the truth. Big ups, Black. Blessed love. Respect. And this is now Facebook. Those on Facebook are also busy. TCJJ says, this McDAN and Songo Lagoon matter. Stephen Elikem Lawson says, it's Monday. More fire, Black Rasta. Kamaldeen Imoro says, speaking truth to power. And that is what it is. Please share the broadcast. We had some power fluctuation and technical issue, and we went off. We are back right now. Kamaldeen Imoro says, so couldn't they, the government, make it possible for the people to mine the raw salt and sell to McDAN to process and sell in large quantities? Well, when you read that document known as the master plan, all these things have been spelled out in it. Paparo ni alote says, very good question, bro. But you see, these evil men who call themselves our leaders and people are still supporting this McDAN because they are hungry and feeding from him. McDAN put his business plan ahead. I want the whole thing. If you give it to me, fine. I'm not forcing anybody. If you don't give it to me, I move. And the government gave it to him. Instead of attacking McDAN, I think that a lot of the attack should rather go to the government in power. McDAN couldn't have stood up to go to the Songo and say, I own Songo. No! He was given to him by Nana AKUFO-ADDO and Bawumia. And they shamelessly are sitting down when people are being shot and killed. It's sad, my brother. Kamaldeen Imoro says, Paparu, ni alote. Well, and then Stephen Elikem says, my motherland Ghana, God have mercy. That's what it is. All right. Keep your messages coming in. We're going to read them again very soon. Come here. Next. And the next thing we are looking at says, Reverend OWUSU BEMPAH, not sure about Bawumia. Who is Reverend OWUSU BEMPAH? You know him, right? He was my mate at Tia Ahmadiyya Secondary School. I will always say this. He's happy when I say that. See, Black Rasta, yaka. Omu who said, Misuma ko school ni biwae. Yaka. See, meka pa. Say it so people would know that I also went to school. At least I have a classmate who everybody knows, Blakk Rasta. He was my mate at Tiamade Secondary School, Kumasi. We used to call him Libya. He was a good footballer and at the same time a good athlete. At the time, he even played for Kumasi Cornerstones. Did you know that? This is Libya. Now a prophet of God. I knew that he would rise to higher levels even when we were young and at Tiamade Secondary. He was always praying. I'm not surprised that he took to the pulpit. But nobody is bigger than the truth. Do you remember that my own classmate, Reverend Prophet OWUSU BEMPAH, prophesied some time ago that if Bawumia by mistake becomes president of Ghana, he's going to fight Christianity. Do we all remember? That he would fight Christians and Christianity. That he would only push his religion, which is Islam. And for that matter, we should all fight against Bawumia becoming president of the nation. Do we all remember? Please, do you remember? After saying this, time elapsed. He fell out with the president, Nana AKUFO-ADDO. He was arrested and chained to his bed and maltreated like an animal, unfortunately. We condemn that, but that was what they did to him. And when he came out, Bawumia was the person who came to greet him in his church. I'm asking, that prophecy, does it still stand? That if we make a mistake and vote Bawumia into power, he is going to fight Christianity and push only Islam. I'm not even sure the Muslims are going to believe in this prophecy because they know Bawumia is not a good Muslim. A good Muslim will not tease a Christian who comes to talk the hadith of the Prophet of Islam at a maulid, a gathering, where the chief imam was seated. Muhammad went there and quoted from the hadith of the Prophet of Islam. Muslims should have been awed, but he came to tease him by calling him Malam John. Is that what a good Muslim does? The Zongo is disappointed in Bawumia. The Zongos all voted for Kennedy, Japan. And worse is going to happen. So the Muslims will not even believe in the prophecy coming from Reverend OWUSU BEMPAH. But he sees in the spirit. We don't. Assumingly. Is the prophecy still standing? Look at what OWUSU BEMPAH says about Bawumia. Reverend OWUSU BEMPAH breaks silence over Bawumia's victory with spiritual revelation. Come here. Think say you day wise. Reverend Prophet Isaac OWUSU BEMPAH, the founder and leader of Glorious Word Power Ministry International, has spoken following the victory of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as MPP flag bearer. The MPP primaries came to an end over the weekend with Bawumia obtaining 118,210 votes, representing 61.4%, beating his main contender, Kennedy Ohine Japan, a member of parliament for Asin Central, who obtained 71,996 votes, representing 37.41%. On Sunday, the 5th of November 2023, Reverend OWUSU BEMPAH ministered in his church, touching on the outcome of the MPP primaries. He said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is yet to be accepted in the spiritual realm. Yesterday, MPP delegates decided on vice president. They have chosen him, but Ghana's spirit has not confirmed him yet. My brother, my sister, we have to all watch this and watch it carefully. We have to watch it carefully and be sure that we are on the same page. My brother, my sister, is OWUSU BEMPAH saying the same thing? He said that if this man ever becomes president, he would fight Christians and Christianity. Now he says that the man is yet to be accepted in the spirit. Is this still the same thing? Is Bawumia still unaccepted in the spirit realm? That's the question we are asking. Or by just visiting the good old reverend, all his sins have been wiped out? At least he said that Bawumia is yet to be accepted. In other words, there is no acceptance yet. To God be the glory. That's it. Next thing we want to look at is rolling on your screen. And it says, Ghana UK assets safe. Do we all remember how much Ghana owed in a judgment debt? And we were told that the Ghana embassy in the UK would have to sell some Ghana property in order to be able to offset the debt. Do we all remember? Something new has come up. Who is the ambassador? They call him the High Commissioner. That is him. This guy. He is starting to talk. He's called Papa OWUSU. That's his name. A respected politician who all of a sudden descended into the doldrums because of Nana AKUFO-ADDO. Bad governance. And they are not bold enough to resign. Run it, my youth. Watch the story. It says $140 million judgment debt. Ghana's assets will not be sold. Papa OWUSU assures. Run it. Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland, Papa OWUSU has assured that Ghana's assets in the UK will not be sold to defray the 140 million judgment debt from the Trafigura deal. According to him, the Ministry of Finance is working to settle the debt as soon as possible. That's it. So we went for a loan from the IMF to pay debts. That's what he's saying. This was the same guy who said they may have to sell some Ghana property in the UK to offset the judgment debt. Judgment debt that was all based on carelessness, over reliance on mediocrity. Today, the man is saying that the assets are safe and that Ghana will pay from the finance offices. My brother, we have a representative of the IMF sitting right there at our finance ministry, ordering us to pay, use this, don't do that. Are we truly independent? How can you call yourself independent when such a thing happens? Now we are going to cough out 140 million American dollars to pay a useless balance, a loan, a debt, judgment debt. Ghana shall prosper. That's it. Bring me the next item. Next story I'm looking at today is running on your screen. And it says, McMill considers AKUFO-ADDO favorite. Is that the last story? Do you all remember McMill? This rapper who came to Ghana, lost his mobile phone in some big drama. They found who stole the mobile phone, and then he got the mobile phone back. Is that the guy who stole the mobile phone? That is McMill. Yes, I remember this guy. One of the bikers, right? He loves motorbikes. He got his mobile phone back because there was a tracker on it. He went into the presidency and shot a whole music video, flying a drone in that area. When I even go around there to shoot a music video, even at Legon, and I try to fly a drone, it drops it and tells me it's a security zone. He went there. He shot his music video. It's okay. At least he would sell Ghana more than I can. He's internationally known. I am a local champion. Nobody knows me, so that's okay. But charity begins at home. Today, this is the guy who is trumpeting the achievements of Nana AKUFO-ADDO shamelessly. McMill With all respect, I am not a hip-hop fan. I don't know your music. Today, if I'm asked to mention one song of Meek Mill I know, I won't be able to say. I respect creativity. I know Jay-Z. I know Beyonce. And I know a few other hip-hop artists in my days. There was LL Cool J. There was also Hammer, MC Hammer. I don't know you. But when you came to Ghana, you became popular. We all saw you. In fact, we lauded you for coming here to play. But let me just let you know who you are endorsing. This is a dirty president who looks down on the founder of the nation called Kwame Nkrumah. His forefathers, his grandfathers, tried to assassinate Kwame Nkrumah until they chased him into exile. The Kwame Nkrumah who made it possible for you today to come into that building. It used to be called the Flagstaff House. This man that you are endorsing is the same man who took us to the IMF on the World Bank, selling off all our mines in Ghana. Today we have mines, yet we don't own anything. The man you are endorsing and calling your favorite is the same guy who has degraded Ghana's landscape and environment, flora and fauna, in the name of illegal mining, Galamsey. He's been able to do nothing about it. The same man you call your favorite has deteriorated the Ghana currency called the cedi to a junk status. It is the worst performing currency in the world. Your favorite president, Nana AKUFO-ADDO, that you are endorsing, is the same man whose presidency saw the killing of 11 people, sacrificed just for him to become president. No action was ever taken to investigate the deaths. The man that you are endorsing as your favorite, in his tenure of office, journalists were beaten and freedom of speech became a thing of the past. In his presidency, a journalist was shot in broad daylight when one of his party members sat carelessly on TV and pronounced judgments on a journalist that ended him in his grave, leaving 2 wives and children. Meek Mill, with all love and respect, ignorantly you might have endorsed this demonic president. If you endorse this man, nobody will listen to your music in Ghana because we are fed up with him. Come and take him to America to be your president. Children who are yet to be born and they are in the wombs of their mothers are praying that they should never be born when this man is still president. This is the man who is your favorite. You don't live in Ghana. You don't know what we go through. I wish you had spoken to a few people. You are a hypocrite, Meek Mill. Because he allowed you into the presidency, all of a sudden he's your favorite. You are a terrible hypocrite. Go and read about Kwame Nkrumah. Read about some of our heroes. And next time you want somebody to endorse in this country, you know who to endorse, not this demon called Nana AKUFO-ADDO. Everywhere he goes in Ghana to give a speech, they boo him. But you sit in America with all your bling bling. You eat chicken, pizza, pepperoni and everything. So you are belly full. You can say anything you want. We don't want him. I used to idolize him like you until he took off the mask and we saw his real face. You still have time to apologize to the Ghanaian people. You still have time to make a better choice. The power is in your hand. Dash is the Blakk Pot, aka CUDJOE, where we speak truth to power. May I see the last comments? And then we go. One in the boy says, Wayo, Kamaldin Imoro says, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is indeed a joker. Oh, well, he says it's indeed a joke. This is Kofi Williams. He says, welcome back, Black Rasta. Thank you. Kamaldin Imoro says, nothing but the truth. Yes, that is what it is. And this is Facebook now. Joe T says, they will lose balls. Okay? Kweku Embil says, blessings. Black Rasta, sorry you had to postpone your trip, but it happened for a good reason. But that isn't obvious right now. Looking forward to seeing you when you are able to come over. God bless and keep the fire burning. Thank you so much, Kweku Embil, and this is Brother Kweku. I love you and I appreciate you. Yes, we missed the flight, and they were asking me to pay $800, you know, for 5 people I was traveling with family. I said, nah, I need that money to buy equipment for Black Empire Media. Keep those tickets. When I'm ready to fly again, I'll let you know. So I came back with the family. The small ones were crying, I want to go to America, I want to go to America. I said, your time will come. Easy. I went to America in my 30s. You are little. Stay here. Stay and enjoy the sun. When it's time, you go and see snow. You understand? Stephen Elikem Lawson says, Amuwa fire. Jura Najo says, hey, Black Rasta for Ghanaians to vote for this con man as president, then we are a joke nation. That's true. Hajj Tunga Mulahi. Dodo. Hi Tunga Mulahi says more fire. Stephen Elikem Lawson says, my motherland Ghana, God have mercy. Conscious Agbenemu Ahosu says Black Rasta, fire Ujankwa. Charles Tunchi says, I really like you, Black Rasta. I love you, my brother. He says, you always say the truth, Black Rasta. Isbashiru says, I love it when you speak the truth, and I always do. Nicholas Opoku says, they are going to lose. Yes, they are going to lose. And Stephen Elikel also says, ha, 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 ha. Oh, yes. It's a black pot, isn't it? AKA Kukushonomo. Thanks so much. We appreciate you and we love you. I want to apologize again for the power trip. I believe that we've been able to come back strongly, share the broadcast, and let everybody get to see it. In the interim, this is your TV, my TV, our TV. It's called the Black Empire Media. I'll catch you again tomorrow, same time. Hey! Wayo!